In the pantheon of hot takes, this right here is so cold it could double as fire in Rings of Power. The less you know, the better. But hey, did you guys know? Have you caught wind of this? The journalism in recent years, it's kind of been on a downward trajectory. I know, right? I know. It's just scorching hot takes this time around. But honestly, throughout all of 2025, there haven't been like big tentpole news stories, not ones that have, spread across, weeks of coverage. You don't have a Bud Light type situation. You don't have the big bombastic failures at the box office. All of this stuff, to a lesser extent, like you have the Cracker Barrel, and comparative to Bud Light, you have, some of that Cape slop that came and went in the theaters that nobody's talking about at all whatsoever. It's not like things aren't happening. It's just, I would really chalk this up this time around to the failure of the journalists, to the failure of the media, and even people that are still trying to get the word out there. Well, I got something for later in the day, because as it comes to independent reporting, yeah, they're really starting to tightening the noose on independent voices, but we'll get around to that. I think I have that one scheduled for the third video of the day. But because the media and people that would otherwise be sticking up for censorship, law enforcement overreach, they're shockingly quiet for a couple of different events. One of which would be, Graham Linehan. We talked about this last week, him getting arrested for not one, not two, but 3 mean tweets. Oh my God. And because he is supporting some very common sense subjects with his quite open and fervent advocacy, he is receiving absolutely no support in this. Meanwhile, you want to compare and contrast this with stupid Stephen Colbert, a show that nobody watches, that has an exorbitantly high budget. Paramount, with their regime change, comes in, decides to axe that dilapidated corpse, and all of a sudden you have everybody speak up. Oh, this is censorship. Oh, what happened to free speech? Yes, like free speech, it means that you're entitled to $40 million a year. Blow it out your ass. But in the case of Graham Linehan, okay, they are absolutely silent when this guy is getting simply snatched up for words. You would think the people that would normally be causing a ruckus, if this were a different subject, or if you just reversed a couple of things, okay, like if it was activists outside of Linehan's home, just marching around with trans right matters, trans kids matter, all of those types of stupid corporate speak banners. You think that if they got snatched up by the cops, they would be getting a lot more support than Graham is. And then when it comes to the media, I mean, the people who earlier this year were also talking about, oh, Trump, he's out here silencing the media by, chopping off U.S. AIDS funds. Like, well, you aren't even doing your fucking job to begin with, because how you report this, this is a big deal, okay? But the only time you decide to weigh in on the subject is when you can take one side of this. Graham Linehan relentlessly posted abuse about a trans teenager. Now, even the way that they phrase this, right? Because prosecution tells hearing Father Ted, IT crowd writer, post about Sophia Brooks, 18. Teenager, right? Because the way they want to couch this, it's like whenever they say teenager, they want you to think like 13, 14, 15-year-old. Okay, obviously a child. 18 years old, a little bit different, were oppressive and unacceptable. Well, what did he say about this? Linehan's post about Sophia Brooks were oppressive and unacceptable. The prosecutor, because he was in court yesterday. Linehan 57 is also said by prosecutors to have deliberately whacked a phone out of Brooks's hands as she filmed him during a confrontation about the alleged abuse. Oh no! He and Brooks, now 18, met at the Battle of Ideas conference on the 19th of October, when the scriptwriter approached her with his phone, recording her and calling her a groomer, and asking how many kids she has groomed. Oh no! So recorded her, but this is about social media posts? Brooks subsequently called out Linehan outside of the venue and asked him why he called her a domestic terrorist. Didn't get that on film, but got everything else on film, right? Julia Farr Walker, for the prosecution said at this point, Mr. Linehan could have explained why he called her a domestic terrorist. Yeah, responding to something that has no basis in reality. You don't have any proof on that. If indeed he had an explanation or even ignored her, rather he responded in a way which was indicative of extreme personal animosity towards her. where are the rest of these posts, man? He said, go away, groomer, go away, you disgusting incel culture, a sissy porn-watching scumbag. He deliberately whacked the phone out of Ms. Brooks' hands. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you guys thought that you had something there, you would charge him with assault, but instead you got him on mean words, and this is the way that the media wants to report this, not somebody's freedom of expression being trampled upon. No, no, no. This is about your guys' open advocacy of trumping honest reporting. And speaking of honest reporting, you had quite a disgusting act take place over the weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ukrainian refugee Iryna Zarutska, one of my people, was out there riding the bus. Oh, okay, I guess this came to light over the weekend, but August 22nd. Yeah, and she ended up getting stabbed on the bus for what reason exactly? No provocation at all whatsoever. This is something that was hot on film, and yeah, it's been sitting on ice for a couple of weeks now, and now Wikipedia is out here, and the editor has nominated this article for deletion. They are trying to sweep this under the rug because, yeah, over the past couple of weeks, and it only really popped up over the weekend, yeah, New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, MSNBC, NPR, USA Today, Reuters, Axios, ABC News, PBS, not a single one of them wrote stories covering this situation at all whatsoever. But yeah, all of them. How many articles were wrote about Daniel Penny? How many articles were wrote in regards to George Floyd? Gave him glowing coverage. But yet they turned a blind eye to this. Exactly for what reason? I got a couple of ideas. In the case of Occam's razor, yeah, it's very much the same reason why they cover the Graham Linehan situation the way that they do. The races just don't quite work out for their own personal politics. But hey, because the story is, well, at least the act itself took place a couple of weeks ago, you would think that at least a couple of these outlets would rectify the situation. I've seen the human potato Brian Stelter back on CNN talking about this, whipping up some sort of race frenzy. But Axios down there, well, they decided to weigh in over the weekend on this one, and stabbing video, yes, that's what we call a murder caught on film, fuels MAGA's crime. This is what they want to do. This is the hill that they want to die on. Oh, look at that. Just random acts of violence. Must be MAGA's fault. What the fuck are you talking about? MAGA influencers are drawing repeated attention to violent attacks to elevate the issue of urban crime. Yeah, they're looking at what's happening in urban settings in blue shithole cities and going, hey, somebody should do something about that. And they're like, no, you're just a bigoted Trump supporter. And accuse the mainstream media of undercovering shocking cases. I mean, you do in some situations. You covered that Daniel Penny shit with a violent fucking career criminal. Oh, spoilers, that's exactly what's going on here as well. You cover that to hell and back. You crop out context wherever it's required. You did that with George Floyd a few years ago, and how many other cases? Ahmaud Arbery. Oh, he's just a jogger. He didn't do nothing. He's a good kid who did do nothing. But yes, oh guys, don't worry. It's not Iryna and her family who are the victims. It's really the media after all. Shocking video of the fatal August 22nd and knife attack of the 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska on the light rail car in Charlotte, North Carolina, dominated a weekend conversation on Trump-friendly social media. Yeah, the murder of somebody, the senseless murder of. Oh, again, it's like, oh, okay. I thought the media was all about immigrants. Oh, but Iryna doesn't quite fit the demographic of what you want when it comes to your immigrants. Now, does it? Because here's another situation. Okay, you got the mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, the mayor of Charlotte is criticizing anyone who shares the video of a black man brutally stabbing a white woman in her city and says she's thinking about the safety in Charlotte. Do you really care about the safety of that? I want to thank our media partners and community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage. But I thought Axios, weren't you guys the ones saying that the people were accused mainstream media of undercovering shocking cases, and you have the mayor out here saying we're thankful that the media is underreporting this situation. I've been thinking hard about what safety really looks like on our city. Yeah, apparently you're on the side. You're on that MAGA side where you want to get rid of these refugees, right? And you're leaving it up to violent career criminals to take out the trash. Is that what you're advocating for? I remain committed to doing all we can to protect our residents and ensure Charlotte is a place where everyone feels safe. This is bullshit. Absolute fucking trash. And in the case of the governor of North Carolina, I'm heartbroken for the family of Iryna Zarutska, who lost their loved ones to the senseless act of violence, and I'm appalled by the footage of her murder. We need more cops on the beat to keep people safe. This guy, the piece of shit who did this, 14 prior convictions. We need more police, though. That's why my budget calls for more fun. Oh, and now he's out here electioneering. What a hunk of garbage. But then Trump weighs in on the situation. I've seen the horrific video of the beautiful young Ukrainian refugee. Yeah, people who actually need to flee a dangerous situation, as opposed to people that just want free hand-me-outs and free gibs. It was innocently riding the metro in Charlotte, North Carolina, when she was brutally ambushed by a mentally deranged lunatic. The perpetrator. Well, he did perpetuate the crime. Was a well-known career criminal and had been previously arrested and released on cashless bail in January, a total of 14 fucking times. What the hell was he doing riding the train and walking the streets? Criminals like this need to be locked up. And yes, you see all of these posts and all of these reactions. Oh yeah, they come from official accounts. Do they come from any of the media outlets? No, of course not, because the races don't match for a story that they want to run with. The Fifth Estate fell years and years ago, and in 2025, they have just proven their lack of worth. They have shown their character. They have shown their quality, and it is severely lacking. Fucking disgusting. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.